Hello, this is Michael Pucciarelli, creator of still life photography at Michael Pucciarelli YouTube channel, where I host many videos about still life photography and other parts of photography on my YouTube channel. And in today's webinar, we're going to be talking about, light painting. We're starting in Photoshop, and we're starting from, I already saved the file with the name. I'm going to do step by step, all the steps. So I'm first going to do an adjustment. I'm going to make it all the way black. I'm going to go to my actions. I'm going to find my white signature action. Okay, I have my action. I put the action over here. Then I'm going to start. Basically, I'm going to open up a JPEG. I'm going to open up this one. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to be copying part of this JPEG, and I'm going to be pasting it in this JPEG. So I'm going to get my lasso tool. I'm going to work on the antlers. Minimize my screen. I'm going to do a lasso. I'm going to do Control C. I'm going to go to my actions. I'm going to use a special action to paste it. This action will paste into place, and I'll change the blend mode to lighten. So this is what we'll be pasting in. I'm going to use a very soft brush, past the 100. Okay, I'm painting in white detail on a black layer mask. I'm going to switch to black to make sure I don't overpaint. By pressing the X key. Control D to unselect. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to use the lasso tool. Control C. I'm going to get that action. I'm going to paint the paste. This is what we're painting in. Make sure you're painting in the layer mask. Actually, I'm going to redo this one. I'm going to go to that action. It's still in memory. This is where we're pasting in. and frequently save your work. You Control Command D. Now we're going to put in this big thing, this big part of the antler. Control D. Doesn't have to be a perfect selection. We're going to be in the layer mask, we're painting in this big part of the antler. Go to my actions and run this action. When I run this action, I'm using paste into place, and the blend mode is going to be in Lighten. We're just going to be painting in this. Press the X key because I'm painting in whites and a black mask. Now, I obviously painted too much, but that's why I press the X key. Now we're gonna hide what we don't want to see. Just now, I press X because I want to hide the mistakes. So I just want to paint this. Now I'm going to push the X. And I want to make that, brush bigger. I could press the French braces key. Okay. This part is a banana, so I'm going to switch it to the X. Focusing on one object at a time. Okay. And I switched it to black because I selected too much. Very time consuming here. I'm going to switch it to X. I'm going to switch it to white. Save your work. I'm going to do Control Command D. I'm going to use another technique. Object selection. Okay. The Control C. I'm gonna do actions. And this is where we're light painting in. I get the brush, and I'm always in a blend, you know, a lighten blend mode. My brush smaller, pushing the brace key. Now I'm going to switch it to the black. I just want to edge around I switch it to white because now I just want to make sure that so, so far I'm just painting in the antler. So I'll put up another JPEG. Actually, what I'm going to do, I'm going to retire this JPEG. I'm going to open up more JPEGs. I'm going to minimize their screen. I'm going to minimize my screen. Whoops. Minimize my screen. Okay. I'm going to paint in the bananas. I'm using the lasso of object select and to Control C. I'm going to light paste. I'm going to lighten paste. I'm going to paste special, paste into place. I'm going to lighten blend mode. Now I'm going to grab my brush. I always did a Passy 100 soft brush. Make my brush a little bigger. I'm just painting in my bananas. Make my brush smaller. I'm going to switch the X to make black. I might have painted a little too much. Switch the edge key back to white. Whoops. I'm going to light paint this. Lasso tool. This is where we're painting in. Or brush smaller. I'm going to push the X key because I painted too much. I'll push the X key again. Just like see, but now I'm going to use another technique. Like the rectangular marquee. I'm going to Control C. And then go to my actions, and I'm going to paste it in. And this is what? I'm pushing the Shift key. Control C. Actions there. There. I'm just going to make my brush a little bigger. I make my brush a little smaller. I'm going to push the X key to make sure I didn't, because I'm concerned about this pumpkin right now. Push the X key again. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do two things. I put the pumpkin over here. I'm going to light paint this. I'm trying to find it with better light. I'm going to use this one. Okay. Control C. I'm going to light paint. Actions. This is more light painting in. There we go. I know the color is bright, but I think I could fix this with an adjustment layer, and we'll work on that later. Let me get my brush and make it bigger. Or brush smaller. Push the X key. Push the X key again. So did the fruit. Do Control Command D. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to select the whole thing. I'll do Control C. But I just want to really be concerned with this part, the bottom part, because I'm painting in a light and a table. The actions. Remember, we're just painting in here. Okay, now I'm going to close this JPEG. I'm going to close this JPEG. I'm going to close this JPEG. So now I'm, of course, minimize my screen. I'm going to light paint, but I'm only going to light paint in this. I'll do the whole thing, or I could do this, but many ways to do this. Many ways to copy, many ways to paste. But my actions, light and paste. Yeah, when I paste, I paste into place. And I'm always out of blend mode. Now, here's the thing about light paint. We're not necessarily going to paint all of this. What do you want to see? Okay? That's what we're going to light paint. Okay. Phase one is, getting a LED flashlight, light painting certain things. Now, phase two, what do you want to see? Okay. Okay. What do you want to see? So, yeah, I copy the whole thing. I paste into place. Now, if you want to put in, if you want to shape it a little, you want to put a little more direction, fine. That's what I did. No. So now, so I have layers. Every part. I'm going to save it. I'm going to save this, but I'm also going to save this to the new name because I'm going to enter this in print competition. I'm going to say, you know, we need to put frame. Where'd you put our IPC? Close it JPEG. Now this is photo IPC. Now I'm going to run some more actions. Run my frame action. Now, if you feel like the background is killing it, well, lower down the opacity. Because the important thing is the subject, okay? And the same thing over here. There's a background killing it. Okay. There. So now, and then if I do a select here, oops. Suppose I wanted to change the color of the frame. Edit, fill. We're not done, but suppose I wanted to change it to screen read mode. You can do all sorts of things. Another way to do this, let's see, get the eyedropper. What you can also do is you can go like this. Let's see. Where if you want to change the color of the frame, I'm going to select the color. Suppose I put in, you can change it here. You can change the color with the blend modes. I'm going to deselect. You can also, you can change the opacity, get the effect that you like. Well, this concludes, my webinar of how I use Adobe Photoshop for light painting. And light painting is time consuming, light painting is hard. And that's why, I saved the new file name with IPC, because this comes with the frame they want to see. You go back to the original and make more changes. You could save with the brand new file name in Photoshop, IPC2. And there's also things you can do, like for instance, see how these bananas are very bright? Where if I just want to tone down it here, I did a selection. Okay, many ways to select. I get an adjustment. Now I'm just trying to tone down the bananas so that the bananas have the same color as everything else. Now I do the same thing over here. I just want to tone down I just want to change the color of this. So I did a selection, I used a combination of other selection tools. I want to go to adjustments. I'm trying to make this match. So, Photoshop is very powerful. Thank you for watching this webinar. I have many more webinars like this on Adobe Photoshop, still life photography, webinars on the black plexiglass table, the white plexiglass table, light painting, equipment, software. And it's called the Still Life Photography YouTube channel, Michael Pucciarelli. So maybe consider liking and subscribing. Thank you for listening to this webinar.